There's a lot of great things happening at Tennessee Athletics.
I believe this city is going to be upside down tonight.
Season-long partying continues on Rocky Top.
Welcome back to this episode of Everything Orange. And get excited, y'all, because our guest is a fun one today. He is a strong defensive tackle out of Memphis who enters his fourth season as one of the top interior defensive linemen in the SEC. He is a member of the team's leadership council and has served as the Vols' representative on the SEC Football Leadership Council for 2 straight seasons. He's developed into an every-down physical player, having started 13 straight games at defensive tackle entering the 2023 season. He's played in 36 career games with 19 starts, accumulating 57 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 forced fumble. He's also skilled at batting balls down at the line with 8 pass breakups in his career. Please welcome to the Everything Orange podcast, Omari Thomas.
Omari, thanks for joining me on this episode of the podcast. For those who don't know you, can you give us just a little bit of background about yourself?
Okay, yeah. So thank you for having me on here, actually. But a little bit about me. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I grew up just with my mom, my dad, my sister. We grew up in a household where it was very disciplined. So my mom and my dad, they both come from military backgrounds with their parents, well, their dads. So it's like a lot of discipline, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun, like a lot of jokes. We just love to just really be around each other. I'm a real family guy, but I take pride in just growing up in Memphis, just really always just being able to, my parents giving me everything that I needed, everything that was going to help me, push me just to be a better person, and just my family in general always just pushing me and always supporting me no matter what I do. So I'm just a big family guy. You see me with a smile, so it's cool.
And your mom's a school teacher too. How did that affect how she grew you up?
So my mom, she loves sports too, but she'll be the first one to tell you like she is not athletic. Like she'll be the first one to tell you like she's not athletic. But my mom, she always just focused, like at the time she was a school teacher. Now she's like big into like, she's the one who coordinates everything that happens at the school she works at. So like
more admin. Yeah.
So it's real, like, so starting in the school, she just made sure, being a teacher, that was the first thing first. Like me and my sister, we understood that you gotta get your grades like in order to play, like in order to even go outside. Like you have bad conduct, you coming in, you doing your schoolwork, you eating dinner, you going to sleep, like you're not having really no free time. But that's just something that we just prided ourselves on, like, and she just really made sure. And I feel like her and my dad did a great job of like really putting it together, because my dad, he was the athletic one, he was the sports guy, played football, like, so he always was on me and my sister about sports, but at the same time, some days he'll be on us about the education too, so it's good just to get both of them.
So it was more like sport is a privilege. Like you do well in the classroom, you treat those around you with respect, you get to play sports and enjoy that. Yeah,
it was a true privilege, because like I said, they make sure you got to get your education no matter what. Like they're not budging. Like she will not let me play or let my sister play if we didn't have like good grades or just good conduct. Like, you know, and she understands some classes are hard, but like she just wants us to apply ourselves. That's the main thing.
Of course.
Just really be able to apply ourselves to everything that we do.
Yeah, I think too, like my dad growing up, like every day after school, he was like, did you give it your best? Okay, that's all that matters. It was just showing up and being the best version of yourself that day, and the rest would carry forward. For your dad, he had the sports background, like you said. He played at Arkansas State.
Yeah.
How did that factor into your development as an athlete as well?
It really developed me a lot, I feel like. He just continued. He never, something about my dad, he never forced any sport onto me. He just always let me be able to do what I wanted to do, play the sports that I wanted to play. So he always just made sure that I was having fun doing what I do. But I grew to love football, like he loved football, so it's good just to really have him. But like I always say, it's weird sometimes. He coached me growing up, and he would tell me things, and I'm like, all right, you just my dad. Like, but soon as like somebody else tell me the same thing, he just look at me and like smile and be like, I told you the exact same thing. But it's just, he understood. It's different hearing it from somebody, and you get really attached to other coaches that you're not really having to live with every day, drive home, drive to a practice with. So, but my dad was a great influence for me just in the game and life, and really just continuing to be a great influence for me, just how I have my daily approach on things, daily approach to games, everything.
He's coach and then he's dad. How did you balance the two, like you said, to respect him being your father, but also sometimes getting aggravated with him being like your coach?
Yeah, and so it's like he's pushing you way more as being a coach. But at the same time, when we off the field, my dad, like, I could just go to him about anything, be smooth. But it's good just really, like, he coached my sister in different sports too, in basketball.
Okay.
So, like, she had the same thing, and we would come home and we just talk to our mom, and like he just really enjoyed it because he understood, like, he was just pushing us so hard. But it's just something that we really we embrace now, like, and we just understand. I know when I have kids, I would want to be in the same position as him, just to be able to push my kids, but at the same time love on them. So it's really good to have my dad like that.
And you talked about a couple different sports that you played. Can you run through all the different sports that you played growing up? I know it's a long list.
Yeah, so I played soccer, baseball, basketball, football. Once I got to high school, I played track and field, and then my favorite one was tennis.
Why tennis?
Yeah. Just because, growing up, my dad always put us in sports that worked on hand-eye coordination.
Okay.
So, that was something, and then once I got older, I started focusing more. I stopped playing AU basketball and just focusing more on football, because football becomes, all year round. So you have spring football, all this. So I was like, I'm not going to play AU basketball where I have to travel a lot. So I'm just do something, but, it's so much free time for me still in high school. I'm like, I got to do something. So one of the teachers, he was the track coach, and so he was like, I want you to come out and throw for me. I'm like, okay, I'll throw. It's going to give me something in the spring to do. But then I was talking to another team. I was like, I think I want to join a tennis team. So it ended up being me and one of my close friends. He played offensive line. And we both, we would play doubles. We would be the doubles teams in our matches. And then, we would play singles. But as we went on, we got better. So I only played 1 year of it. I would have played. But two sports that I wish I had played, lacrosse and hockey.
Okay, those are more like northern sports, so they weren't really in Memphis, right?
No, especially not hockey.
Okay.
But lacrosse, my high school lacrosse team was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, they were pretty good, and they actually had won state.
Wow.
Several years, and then so my senior year, I'm like, I think I'm gonna drop tennis and play hockey. Not hockey, lacrosse, and we had COVID. So I didn't even have a spring.
What position do you think you would have played?
I don't know nothing about lacrosse.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you no position or anything.
So
it's just,
funny.
I don't know. For some reason, I always just want to play.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like football.
I was gonna say the same thing.
They're
Right.
kind of aggressive at the
Yep.
same time. They hit each other. But it's kind of, I like it.
Going back to tennis, do you remember your record?
I think I probably won 2 matches.
Hey, that's a victory.
But I take pride in my 2 matches.
Yeah, 100%.
I take pride in my 2 matches. It was crazy. Quick story. So we're playing a team, and they're I know nothing about tennis. I know about tennis, but as far as the city, who's good, who's not, and we're playing a team. This is our first match of the season, and so we go out there. They you know what you're doing? I'm like, yeah, it's tennis. I know what I'm doing. I literally have to wait on you to serve. I'm going to serve, and we just hit it back and forth. It's like ping pong,
And you
basically.
keep it in the lines.
Served the ball so fast. I didn't even see the ball. The kid served the ball, and I just stopped. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first time playing. I don't know what I'm doing. But then he just walked me through it. He's still with me though.
Did you know that we had a men's tennis player playing Wimbledon this summer?
I did, yeah.
Johannes Monday. Yeah.
I did. And I actually know Johannes a little bit, yeah, because we started in the Vol Leaders Academy together.
Okay. So maybe you can take some lessons from him. Get back into it.
Yeah. It might be a little off the field thing, a little hobby.
Okay, I want to get your take too on the parents who only want to put their kid in one sport about middle school and then keep them there through high school to college potentially. Right. What do you think? What is your take on it? Because you played multiple sports growing up. Where do you fall on that debate?
I would definitely allow my kids if I was the parent at the time, I would allow my kids to play as many sports as they want to. And I feel like you grow into what you like want to do. Everything I feel like gonna play out itself. Like what is supposed to happen is gonna happen.
Right.
So I know me as a parent, I would definitely allow my kid just to play wherever he want to play, all the way up to it gets to a situation where you got like recruiting involved. Like for me, high school, like recruiting started. I'm like, okay, so I'm getting offers in football. Let me focus more on football and really just try to lock in on what I got to do to get to the next level. And then it's just a complete building process. Like you just got to continue to trust the process, but have fun. Like I say, at high school, I had an amazing time in high school.
Yeah, and whatever you put your kids in, you're going to be their coach. So it doesn't matter what it is.
Facts.
Hockey, lacrosse, swimming, I'm
Facts.
sure you'll be there on the
Facts.
sidelines for it.
Facts.
So let's talk about the community of Memphis, because I know growing up, you cared so deeply about it and you gave back in so many ways. Can you talk about your volunteering that you did in high school?
I had a birthday party. Like I always used to have parties, and then so my mom always would have me like my birthday is November 2nd, so it's around like Halloween. It's like people still celebrate Halloween afterwards, kinda. So I always did like Halloween parties.
Okay, very fun.
So
Costume parties?
Costume
Okay.
parties, yeah. So for my 18th birthday, I had a costume party.
Okay.
And like I charged to get in, like $2 to $3, $3 for boys, $2 for girls. And then like so all that money that I raised at the party
Oh, wow.
is what I gave to the charities.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
that's
so it was
amazing.
real good just to really be able to. That was one of the first things I did like in Memphis, and I announced it like on my signing day, like on my commitment day.
you
I was
did.
coming to Tennessee, and then got up there, held up these big checks, gave them to the companies. We had the companies come out to the day. So it was really just a cool day for me just to really be able to, that was one of the first things like I really like openly on my own, like just gave back to the community in Memphis.
Where did that idea come from?
Just talking with my mom, my dad, like we always try to use our platforms to be more than just what everyone sees on a daily basis. So I try to use my platform to be more than just a football player here. I try to always like just speak up for things, just always being that person that want everyone to be happy around them. So it's just, and I have family members like who deal with all those charities.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, it's nothing better than to give back to charities that actually are connected to me rather than just to give to a random charity. These charities that I gave back to are actually connected to me in some type of way, whether it's my family, like close friends, or anything like that. So that's why I chose those charities to give back to.
So was that like a moment for you when you realized like I have such a platform that I can do this and do it more often going forward into my time at Tennessee?
Yeah, it definitely was. So, like I said, that was one of the first things I like did on my own, like rather than just like going down and helping give back or something like that, like at a soup kitchen or anything like that. It was something I actually did myself. So I was just like, you had these opportunities, like why not like use the opportunities, just to embrace the moment and just really give back when you can.
And while you were at Tennessee, you got involved in Vol Leaders and you actually went to Rwanda. Can you talk
Yeah.
about that experience?
Amazing trip.
Had you ever been
Like-
out of the country before then?
Yeah, I have been out the country.
Okay.
I never been to Africa though.
Okay.
Yeah, I had never been to Africa. So we just had got a chance to. So Vol Leaders, for people who don't know, Vol Leaders is basically a leadership academy full of student athletes only that allows you to learn about yourself, who you are as a leader, and other types of leaders there are in the world. Because everyone leads differently. You have people who are way more vocal, and who got to be in situations who are quiet leaders, but at the same time, like, everyone's a leader in their own way. Like, you just have to respect the way that that person is leading. So that's basically like Vol Leaders. You go through a class in fall and a class in the spring. In the spring class, you're more so like hands-on, working, playing games, so that way when you go on your trip, you can carry it over to interact with the kids, the families that you're playing with out there, to play different games, So it was good just to really be able to go out the country, go to Rwanda, and really just have a good time. Like, you meet so many different people, like
Yeah.
so many different people out the country. Here at Tennessee, the student athletes here, it make you actually bond. Like, I feel like that's one of the best things we have here at Tennessee, like, because it allows you to really grow and really just be able to learn the other student athletes, same people who are going through the same tough schedules as you, same things, like they battle injuries, they battle hard times just like you,
Right.
like everyone's the same. and that allows you one common safe space, like to come in and just be you, be who you are. And they do a great job with the Vol Leaders Academy, and it's a great academy. But overall, the trip was amazing. Like, yeah, the trip was amazing.
I know when I went abroad too in college, I came back a totally different person. I had a new perspective on different cultures, different people, like seeing those kids, interacting with them, seeing their community. Like, what perspective did you come back with?
I had the perspective of always wanting to help people, but going over to Africa, like, it made me really learn from people. Like, we didn't, and I would say that's something that our class, like, that was one of the main things that we really talked about. Like, let's go over here, like, let's have fun, let's learn from them. Let's not make it seem like we're going to help them, because they enjoy everything they have and they love it to death. Like, everything they have it could be one pair of shoes. Like, one kid had one pair of shoes literally, and he cherished those shoes like it was everything to him. So, like, and then you come back and you, like, for instance, me, I love shoes, I love fashion, so I'm like, oh man, I miss these shoes. I'm not able to get them. They're not in my size. I'm upset about it. But then this kid over here has one pair of shoes who's not even thinking about getting another pair of shoes, and he's just content, he's happy. So it just really allowed me to really, like, have a perspective of be able to learn from people. Like, everything, you're not helping someone in everything you do. Like, you can go into a situation and still provide your input, but still have open ears to learn from what they're giving you as well.
And then between, like, all of you guys too, to your point, like, you don't always get a chance to interact with softball or with swim and dive or rowing. Like, you get a chance to meet people from across all the other sports. So how is that just, like, getting to know your entire athletic student body?
It's amazing. Like, literally, it gave me, like, literally Riley West, softball player. Like, that's one of my best friends now. Like, and we have our whole little group. Like, that's literally one of my best friends now.
Because you met her on the trip?
Right.
Okay.
Just because, like, we got closer, like, throughout the year, everything like that. So, like, her best friends, like, and my best friends, we're all, like, one big friend group now. Like, we're like family. So it's like we're really able to just, you meet so many new people, like, and so many teams, so many players, like, and it just allows you to really just be able to, like, you go through the same stuff I go through. Like,
you get it.
My coach, your coach is hard on you just like my coach is hard on me. So it's good just to really be able to have that and understand, like, we all just wanting to have fun.
Have you been to any softball games to see Riley?
Yeah, I go to softball games. I try to support, like, no matter what.
You do.
Yeah.
I see it all over your social media. It is one retweet after another of just support across all of Tennessee athletics.
Yeah, everything. Like, if I'm free, I try to go to games. I try to go to soccer games, softball games, volleyball, basketball.
Yeah.
Like, I just love sports in general,
Yeah.
too. So it's good just to really be able to go out there and see my peers, too, like, thrive in what they do.
Future career goals for yourself. You're a senior right now. Where do you see the next 1 to 5 years leading you?
I would say God's will, having a chance to play in the NFL, then allowing that to lead me into a coaching phase, you know, for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, like, picking back up and putting it all together with, like, sports commentating, like.
Okay,
Yeah.
sports broadcasting. So talk to me about your major right now and even what you did in our office over the summer.
So journalism, my major is journalism and electronic media. And this summer I got a chance to, you know, work with y'all. Just really be able to go out there, learn things about the camera, learn things about the editing portion of it, different things that really go into, like, the backstage of, like, everything that happens, like the media day.
Yes.
Like, it's so much, and I really didn't think, like, y'all were the ones who, like, set up everything. I thought, like, people came in who, like, focus and, like, really focus on, like, backdrops and things like that were the ones who set it up.
Yeah.
But it's not. So that's things that I just learned. And then I got a chance to really just make a little cool little video and, like, from shooting my teammates while they working out and different things like that. So it's good just to know how it feels to be recording, like, and watching it at the same time, knowing how it feels to be on the other side of it. So it was pretty cool.
I think for you too, we talked about this, but, like, you've played in high school, you're playing at college, potentially getting the professional experience, and all wrapping it up in coaching. You're gonna have so much broad knowledge. Do you want to maybe stay in high school, college? Like, where do you see yourself maybe trying to pursue coaching?
Maybe college.
Okay.
Definitely college.
What about college do you like so much about the coaching?
I kind of got this from Coach G. Like, he thrives himself on, like, really being able to create men, create people just growing up, like you leave college, like you come into college like you're young, kind of, you're not fully, mature yet. But once you leave college, I feel like you've been here so many years, you're playing a college sport, it does nothing but make you mature.
Fully.
And me, I would be able to be a part of seeing your growth.
Right, the development of young men. Like,
Right.
I feel like you do that so much as a leader just on this team naturally for the younger guys, but then having like a coaching figure to
Right.
be able to do that. I totally see it for
So
you.
I definitely want to see myself in the college level.
Yeah, and then as far as like maybe sports broadcasting, do you see yourself doing like an analyst role in game? Or do you want to do like a studio role? Like,
I want to be like more like studio,
Okay.
like what like Shaq and them do.
yeah, like
something
NFL
like that.
Live, things like that. Very fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna get to the fun section.
But
You're very into fashion. We know this. I have some NFL icons, in my
Okay.
opinion, of fashion, and I want you to kind of break down their fits, what you
Okay.
like, what you don't like, and we'll kind of see where they rank out.
okay,
Okay, first,
let's see.
I feel like this is the GOAT when it comes to NFL fashion.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton. Hear me out.
Okay,
The colors, the patterns, and most importantly, the headwear.
okay.
What do we think? Are we a color guy on game day?
I like colors. Yeah,
Okay.
I like colors. I'm all around. Like I like
Okay.
bright colors, but at the same time, I like brown, like
Some
neutral.
neutrals?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like it.
It makes a statement.
Yeah, it's him.
It's him.
It's him.
Very
I don't
true.
really like the black picture. Is that like a headscarf?
He does do some headscarves.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling that.
Not the headscarves. Okay.
The hat is it's player, like
It is.
it's cool.
It is.
It-
It almost completes the outfit too.
It does.
Sometimes.
It does. And I noticed he wears bow ties too.
Yeah.
I like bow ties. Bow
Okay.
ties are cool.
Bow ties over ties. Or you like to switch it up?
You
Keep
can
people on
switch
their
it up.
toes.
Yeah, you can switch it up.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely like it's smooth.
Okay.
Smooth. Yeah.
All right,
Cam
cool.
Newton smooth.
Okay. Next.
Yes, sir.
Joe Burrow. What I noticed about him are specifically the suits.
Okay.
He always has a clean, just monochrome suit
Mm-hmm.
or even a pattern suit, but it's like the theme is carried throughout.
Right.
Do we like this? Do we like a whole suit that's just the moment by itself?
Yeah, a good suit like that just shows like that is the moment. That's smooth. That's player.
Okay.
Like so you got right here all the suits look good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the
The-
suits look
they're a
good.
little-
And I like the shoes. Like,
I was gonna say too, Joe has some really good shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like that's important for every outfit. You have to have your
the
shoe
shoes can
game.
make an outfit.
They can.
Literally, the shoes can make an
100%.
outfit because like something me and Jabbar are always talking about is like I can go get clothes from anywhere. Like a lot of people thrift clothes.
Sure.
And they can be hard. Like you can have hard vintage looking clothes, and then
100%.
like you get some shoes, like some hard shoes.
It completes
got
the
you a
outfit.
fit.
Do you have a shoe that you're really into right now?
New Balance.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
New Balance. It's really two. Like so, I like New Balance really, and Jabbar has Asics.
Okay.
But they're like on the wave, like
All right.
yeah, they're
You're
on
gonna-
the wave.
you're gonna set the
So
tone.
I'm gonna have to get a pair of Asics
100%.
because Jabbar told me like they're more
Okay.
comfortable than the New Balance, but the New Balance are very comfortable.
Okay.
So
All right. I'll
I'm
take
gonna
his
have to
word
see.
for it. Yeah. Last,
Yeah.
Odell Beckham Jr. I feel like he is a well-rounded fit guy.
Well-rounded, yeah,
He
very
got the
well-rounded.
suits. He's got streetwear. He's got casual. I think he just covers all the bases.
Yeah, I really like the. See, he has some boots on right here, and I'm really like thinking I need to get a pair of boots.
Okay.
Because I never had a pair of boots. I was just talking about this the other day. Well, I've had a pair of boots, but I haven't had a pair in a minute. But
That
I
would be
really
a-
like the streetwear though.
I do too. And I think for the boots, like that's a good fall winter
Mm-hmm.
staple too. So when it gets like a little colder out for fall walks, I could even like you
Yeah.
could bring a boot out then.
Yeah.
But
I
otherwise.
definitely. But streetwear out of these three,
Oh,
definitely. no way.
100%. I had to throw these in there.
Okay.
Some honorable mentions.
The cleats are tough.
Do you remember those? Those were from Christmas.
The
They were
cleats are
the
tough.
Grinch.
The Grinch, yes.
Yes.
The cleats are tough.
I like it. And see, with your birthday too, being around like Halloween, like we could get some spooky
For real,
shoes,
exactly.
like an all black. I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked it. And then Joe, do you remember this moment when he had his like pink sunglasses? It was like
Yeah.
Joey dripped.
I like that.
He had his own
I
moment
like the
with
glasses.
those. Yeah, the media ate it up too.
Yeah.
And we addressed the headscarf. We're not a fan.
Nah, not really a fan of the headscarf.
Which
but
is
it's
fine.
like
it's him. We
it's
talked
him.
about that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just
him. Yeah.
it's who he is to his core.
yeah. But I like those. Those are 3 good options.
Okay, good. Do you have any
good
like
options.
people that you think of when you think of like professional athletes and their fits?
It varies. Like James Harden be fresh. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Actually, he's
He is.
Yeah,
He
Shai
is.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah.
And what's funny is like I wanted to keep this NFL to go off of
No, you
like
should've
football,
went. You should've.
but
I
there
know-
were so many good
Yeah,
NBA guys to pick
yeah,
from.
Yeah.
He's definitely one of them. Russell is also one too.
Yes.
He's got good fits.
Yes.
What do we think about the Kyle Kuzma sweater? Did we like it?
Yeah, hard.
Okay.
Hard.
All
I
right.
really like the big sweaters.
Like more baggier
Yeah.
clothing.
It's
yeah.
like kind of like the style.
It
you know?
is. It's totally the trend.
Like I feel like trends change so much.
They
like you go
do,
through a
so
trend
fast.
like everybody gonna wear kind of tighter clothes,
Mm-hmm.
like tighter pants. Now you got people wearing flare pants, like you got guys wearing flare pants.
Yeah,
like,
cargo pants,
cargo
yeah.
pants, everything. So it's like everything's always changing. But the main thing with fashion, I would say, is like you gotta be yourself. Like
You gotta be
whatever you
authentic to
put on,
yourself.
whatever
Yeah.
you put on, like if you feel like it's hard, like you feel like you fresh, it's gonna be fresh. Like and 9 times out of 10, people gonna think it's fresh. Other than like like other people gonna think it's hard.
Yeah.
Just because like they probably haven't seen anyone dressed like that before. It look like you
Yeah.
doing your own thing. So that's the main thing about fashion.
Can we expect some good ball walk fits from you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep it at that
Yeah,
though.
you
We don't want to
can-
give anything
yeah,
away.
yeah.
And my final question for you today: when you sing Rocky Top, do you woo?
I actually do not. Ooh, I actually do not. It's kind of like I kind of just hear like I expect everybody else to do it. Like I don't know why. It's like I always just expect the fans to woo.
Sure. So
So
you
I
give the
just don't-
fans their moment to
Yeah,
enjoy it, and you
yeah.
take it all in.
Yeah, I just enjoy the woo.
Okay.
But I like it.
Fair
But
enough.
I don't. Woo.
That was all I had for you
Ooh,
today.
yes,
This
ma'am. Thank you.
was so much fun.
Yeah, this was
First
fun.
athlete on the podcast. Thanks so much for talking with
Yes,
me today.
indeed. Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Everything Orange. Be sure to follow us on all of our Ball Sports platforms so you don't miss a single update. But before we go, here's a look at Tennessee in 20-ish seconds. Tonight, soccer takes on Indiana at 6 p.m. in Regal Soccer Stadium, and volleyball travels to the West Coast to take on San Diego at 10 p.m. Tomorrow, cross country hosts their one and only home invitational. The women race at 8 a.m., followed by the men at 8:30 at Cherokee Farm Cross Country Course. Also tomorrow, volleyball plays its second match in California against Boston College at 7 p.m. And of course, the moment I am sure so many of you have been waiting for, the best 5 words to hear, it's football time in Tennessee. The Volunteers kick off their 2023 season at noon Eastern Time against the Virginia Cavaliers in Nashville, Tennessee at Nissan Stadium. And finally, Sunday, volleyball rounds out the last of its road matches for this trip in Madison, Wisconsin to take on the number 1 ranked Badgers at 2 p.m. Well, that's a wrap on Rocky Top. Tune in next Thursday for another episode of Everything Orange. Bye, y'all.